Hello and welcome to Z Reviews, a channel that's usually about audio and nothing but audio, but I can review anything. And in fact, it's kind of important I talk about this subject because it's about what the hell do you use to record Zeos? Because I'm either asked that all the time, or with the current tariff situation, people are like, hey, should I buy this or this? Like, what's going to go up in price? And we're going to talk about it because we got the DJI Pocket 3, the DJI Pocket 2. I'm still whipping out here the old Hero 10 I used to use, and you're currently watching this on a Pocket 2. I heard the Pocket 4 is coming. I may or may not be looking into it depending on the size variations, and we'll go over that. So, welcome to a big pile of camera bullshit. So, my original reviews in this channel started on the Hero 3, if you want to date this video, or date everything I've done ever. And the 3 was kind of crap. It was mono. It was terrible in dim situations. I had like 1,000,000 watts going on. Here it's not exactly dull either, but whatever. And then I moved to the 4, which was fantastic. The 4 got me out of my parents' place into that apartment, paid all my bills there. And then I switched to I went to the 5. 5 was crap. They switched it to a waterproof casing. GoPros used to be just cameras with good microphones. And then you put them in a waterproof case and it sounded like ass. But if you left them out, they sounded good and looked good. Then they tried to make the entire casing waterproof, which ruined the mics, made them much heavier. This camera you're looking at here is a Hero 10 black. And it is externally powered with this battery pack, which is literally just blue tacked to the back. Blue tack is great because it's like the semi-permanent, like that'll never come off. It doesn't come off. I don't need it to come off. I just charge it. This is an Anker direct plug-in USB-C power pack, which is annoying. Like no one would ever want this hanging off their phone, but it's like $17. And I went through multiple purchasings to find a perfect extension that led into a right angle, the right order, that I could now run this Hero 10 batteryless. And I use this for my unboxings upstairs and for my live streams Wednesdays and Sundays on Twitch. And this will last 3 hours. If I'm live streaming, this battery lasts 3 hours. If I run this all the way into a pocket, into a larger size battery, I can get 6 hours or more. It's great for that. The app works. I stopped using GoPro because GoPro fucking sucks. Everything. There's a whole video series of like the history of GoPro and the ownership and how they fucked up so bad. And they suck. So, that a little dead bug. Cool. Great. So we moved on. I bought the Pocket 2, which I have a brand new one here. Literally brand new. Like there's the box for it. And I have this as a backup because what I'm recording on right now is the Pocket 2. And when I got it, I was like, damn, this thing is so small. Let me get out of its case, which we're going to discuss cases and things. Little tiny thing. Gimbal. Whereas the GoPro, originally the 3 and the 4 was no stabilization. So I would move my head and it would just be disgusting. And only the bravest true gamers could actually watch my reviews. And then when the 8 became my regular headset, I was able to put on like the smooth motion, but it was still a digital smooth motion. So you'd occasionally get weird warping and tearing, and it would do an odd thing where it just made me feel nauseous watching it. That was when I tried to switch to the 4:3 aspect ratio and everyone freaked out. Who remembers that period of my life? Nobody? Great. But moving to an actual like DJI Pocket with a gimbal, and DJI, if you don't know them, are usually famous for their drones. So they literally said, hey, you know our cameras we put on our drones? What if we just stuck a bunch of shit in a little stick and made that the thing? So that's what this is. This is just, and it's tiny. It's like the size of my thumb. This thing is so small, so light, and it's got interchangeable little bits here where you could either have a joystick or you can get a mount. I have all the mounts. Here's a mount for an iPhone. There's a USB-C mount on this one. And you can literally plug it in with an adapter plate and have it attached to your phone. You got a huge screen and you can look around it. It's fucking great. Stereo microphones are actually where they belong, as opposed to the GoPro, which is like stereo microphones. You know, that one in the front and this one on the top. That's how stereo works. I've seen headphones. That's not how that works. Because it was no... Okay, we're off GoPros. Fuck the GoPro bought me this house. It started my career. I thanked them wholeheartedly, and then they started to suck. So you just sit right there, suck back there. So I bought originally this, and I bought it to do my vlogging. My first trip to London Can Jam was with a DJI Pocket 2. But it's a little bit small, and I have pretty big hands, and it's like you got to keep it in the case. So I did end up buying a couple accessories. I think the Pocket 2 did come with a little microphone with a dead cat on top of it. It's a dead cat. That's what that's called. I never use the external wireless microphone. Not because it isn't good, but because it's mono. And I hate mono, and I'm not going to do that hard a job of stereo mixing at the end of the day. So I found this. I don't remember what brand are you. Designed and assembled in China. You are a Smartree. Smattree? Wow. S-M-A-T-R-E-E. Smattree. And this is a battery pack that plugs in for the 2. And I guess I would have to show off this one. This should just pop off. I think this just pops off. I'm going to break the new camera. How does that come off? I think it's just... maybe it doesn't come off. Maybe I'm just hallucinating. No, wait. I have another one that it just pops off. So, yeah, you just pop this off, and this will slide in there, and the USB-C will dock, and then this little tension latch squeezes it. So you get this huge, big extension. What is this? Oh, that unlocks the whole thing. Yeah, you get this huge, big extension battery pack with USB-C that powers the camera forever. This was my forever. This was my take it to London. And you know what? I'd still fucking recommend this setup right here. Don't trust it to stand, but it will. And you, as much as you have to put it in the pocket, I guess this is why it's called the Pocket. Don't touch the lens if you could avoid it. This case will slide, I think it goes, yeah, like this. Or you could actually do it both ways on this case. The slot goes through both sides, and you can put it away as long as the lens is straight. And it's nice and protected, and that was great. So, oh no, I turned it on. I didn't mean to turn it on. Oh no, please. Device not attached. I don't want it to be attached. The power button is here. Go bed. Go bed by time? Great. Cool. So, I started out using this just as my vlogging thing. And that worked great. And then one of my GoPros died. I had a 9 and a 10. The 9 was my live stream unboxing camera, and the 10 was my review camera. And when the 9 died, and that was after years of abuse, and when you live stream with the camera, it gets super hot, and it was externally powering it, and it was 6-hour live streams twice a week, and all the unboxings. It corrupted, it died, it did the wildest shit on the screen. It was like, oh, you are broken. It wasn't one of those like, it could be fixed. It was broken. So I'm like, all right, do I want to buy another? I was done with GoPro at this point. Their app sucked. Their stability sucked. Everything that they were changing was just nonsense. I didn't want to buy another GoPro to use for unboxing and live streaming. I said, I'll use the 10 that I've been using for reviews for live streaming, and I'll see what I can do with the fucking DJI Pocket 2. And so this was born. And I'm currently wearing literally almost a copy of this. The one that was on my head is the one from my review desk, which gets externally powered from the ceiling. This one is the one that is designed to be used here in the speaker arena where I'm walking around and doing things. So it has the same exact Anker battery pack and a slightly different extension. I'll have to, if I find the links to these, they'll all be in the description, which I have zip tied and blue tacked down with this right angle on it, so that it could power the camera, and it won't power. All right, problems. Let's list over the DJI Pocket problems, because someone asked me literally an hour ago, hey, you've had the Pocket 3 for a while. What do you like and dislike? So we're going to get to the Pocket 3. Can you tell why I've chosen one to wear on my head and one to not? Because originally, I bought the Pocket 2, did London, loved it, and went, oh, fuck, the Pocket 3 is coming out with the bigger sensor. I'll buy that. I'll use that. I'll strap it to my head. Actually, I'll make it fully. There's a major size difference between the 2 and the 3. I mean, like lengthwise, it's not that much, and widthwise, it's not that much, but it's bigger. Trust me, this feels like a lot more camera, and strapping one to the top of my head didn't seem like it would be the right thing. So I abandoned the idea of trying to mount this to my head. That might still come to fruition at some point. And I decided, all right, I'm going to try to mount I'll try to get the DJI 2. And I knew I had to mount it upside down because this will film inverted without having to do any modifications in post. It literally just inverts the video because it knows its orientation. That said, nobody makes a inverted DJI Pocket 2 head mount system. So these are just normal GoPro head mounts. This is actually an off-brand one. This is a same top. There's going to be some wild brand names used today. And they're just this. They're elastic bands with a rubberized thing and the standard GoPro mount. And usually it has a third loop on the top. I actually bought a brand new actual GoPro branded one. Look at this thing. Oh, this is fancy. It's in the center now instead of the bottom, which I don't necessarily think I'd like. Oh, the other modifications I had to do, because I was testing out different arrays, and I'm like, well, if I do this, that's the camera's too high. Then the actual lens is like in the sky. But if I do this, it's too low. I have actually found a 3D print file that is just a GoPro mount for the DJI Pocket. It goes around this section, which is replaceable. You can slide this out, and it's a nice thumbprint there. And this one has a joystick and a button, which allows you to switch between zoom and different modes. Or you can use these little slots. Like this one is for an iPhone. You could plug it into an iPhone so you could hold the camera, get a view. I actually had to film this video twice because UPS came, knocked at my door, and rang the doorbell. So I don't remember if I said it in the first take or the second take, but here's the USB-C one. So if you wanted to use the 2 with a bigger screen, because that screen, for those of you who don't know, is real fucking small. High, small screen. It's real small. It's high. It's also, did I mention how good the macro is on this? The benefits and detriments of the DJI versus the GoPro. Let's just get right to that. Shut this off. I'm still talking about how cool it is that I inverted the way the head strap works, which I literally inverted the way the head strap works. You see here, this is supposed to be the top strap, and it actually sits like this. So I took the straps off. You can remove them by just looping out. There's like a little slot. Inverted it, mounted this. So now this sits with the mount higher on my forehead, and then this there, because this is a fixed position, so that this is right between my eyes. Like here, I'm touching my eyeballs right now. It's right there. So this is in the middle of the bridge of my nose. It's fantastic. GoPro, you get to use swappable batteries. I have here. Here is my old charger. These GoPro batteries would last a while, but then I'd have like 9 of them, and I would swap them around, and they'd last probably an hour to an hour and 20 minutes, depending on resolution, frame rate, everything I was doing with it, how often I swapped it, and every time I started and stopped a review, I'd either plug the camera in or have to just swap a battery. And it got to the point where batteries were just dying while I was doing reviews. Fucking hated it. Problem with the DJI, whether it's the Pocket 3 or the Pocket 2 we're talking about, internal battery. Non-swappable internal battery, which is bad news bears. It would be fantastic if they made it, like here's literally the thing for the Pocket 3 that lets you just add a little grip extension. So you have a USB-C on the bottom on the 3, you pop this in. Now you have a USB on the back and a 1/4-20 mount on the bottom for mounting accessories for grips and all the other things. I wish they made it so like the bottom portion of this all came off and it was all battery, because they do sell this for the Pocket 3, which is just a clip-on battery. Boom. So now I have a battery handle. But there's still, all this does, it charges the battery in this. So I mean, I'm assuming the largest portion of this thing is this battery. I just wish there was a way to swap it out. Because if I'm using this Pocket 3 in 2028, I guarantee you the battery inside of it is going to be fucking toast. So I can swap in those to charge the battery inside of it, but the internal battery is not going to last all day. Again, we'll get to the Pocket 3. I'll try to do timestamps, even though this thing is already a mess. I just felt like talking about this. Drake's got a new brother. We'll see if Jubei shows up. I had to pick his name. So I abandoned the GoPro lineage. Once that one dies, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to have to whip out this other DJI, because I don't want to keep carrying things up and down the steps, and I'll have 3 active ones. The one on my head, which is the one from my review desk, which is the one that has no external battery, just sits there with a couple loop straps so I can run the wire up to the ceiling. This one, which is for the speaker testing arena, And then that's my backup. And then the Pocket 3 is what I take to all the shows. When I go to Munich next week or 2 weeks from now, it'll be the Pocket 3. I could technically take the Pocket 2. It still takes amazing video. The sensor isn't quite as good. But, I mean, go watch my first time. In fact, I'll link all the places I've taken all these different cameras so you could assess the quality. In other words, you're watching right now the quality of a Pocket 2 filmed in RAW and then color corrected in post using virtual dub and a 6-axis color correction. So here you go. Ooh, smooth here. Ooh, yeah. I have tons of video of me actually out and about doing vlogging things if you want to watch what it looks like to vlog with it. Audio. We've already discussed how shit the audio mic placement was in the GoPro. But the GoPro is designed to be mounted to a Formula One car and then into a baby's crib. So you put it on a Formula One car and that audio is fucking clean. And even though it's fucking loud as shit, it just auto compresses that. You put it in a baby's crib and you can hear the gentlest snoring. So in the aspect of compression, the GoPro probably beats the DJI. However, the DJI has true stereo where the microphones, and well, you can see them on this one. Those little holes there on the left and right, that is the microphones. For when I mount it to my head, I've had to come up with a system because I'm too close to this camera right now and I'm speaking at Zeos volumes and it would get distorted and like, and you could even still right now, if you listen very carefully in the right channel, as I speak, you hear like a teeny little vibration and I can't figure out what that is and I can't get rid of it. I think it has something to do with the motors that are keeping the stabilizer going. But I've just put some gray tack around those holes and then stuck a small piece of felt. Like I forget what this is actually from. It was just probably 1/8-inch felt just to sort of calm everything down. And it acts as a little bit of a wind buffer, like putting a dead cat. This is the dead cat that came with the Pocket 2. I don't use it because it's mono. And the stereo on the Pocket 2 is the whole fucking reason I want. The audio is so good. Better than the GoPro for what it can capture. Like I could almost do sound demos without an external microphone setup with the original built-in DJI Pocket 2 or 3 mics. But it's hard to hear conversation. So you'll often see people just hand someone this microphone, then talk into it and hand it back and then talk into it because they're all going with mono. And as much as that's fine if you're on your fucking cell phone watching a video, I'm Zeos fucking Pantera. We have stereo going on. We've got surround sound. I need people to have good audio more than video almost. So this is my jury-rigged, fucking wild, inverted GoPro mount with the zip tie holding the wire so it doesn't get kinked up and ripped out with the 3D printed and the felt. And then, I got the wide-angle lenses because if I didn't have I can't pull the wide-angle lens off this because I've got it tacked on with blue tack since they're just magnetic. And occasionally you'll bump it or something will happen and the lens will just fly away. I lost the lens. Here, I just took it off. The lens with the Pocket 3. This is $60-something, and now that China's gonna have tariffs, this will probably be $100 fucking lens. And when you lose it, it sucks. We're gonna get to the Pocket 3. Jump to the timestamp if you want to just get to the quirks and features of that fucking thing, because it has a couple things I really desperately would pay to have changed. And I don't know if they're going to do it in the 4, but let's just finish up with the 2 and then getting off the GoPro. So if you're watching these videos, you'll see a Pocket 2, you'll hear a Pocket 2, and I'm not going to reverse the audio because when you turn the camera upside down and you start it, if you start the camera right side up like this, and then you flip it, it's going to be right side up video, which is going to be upside down video when you download it. So you need to start the camera inverted in order for it to internally go, oh, I'm upside down? Okay. Flip the video. What it doesn't do when you do that, even though it probably would be not that hard to do with software, is reverse the audio. So every video you watch that isn't a speaker arena video is backwards audio. I could take the time to extract the audio from every video, swap the channels, then re-encode it back into it. I don't. I'm sorry. I know it's going to bother a lot of you that have been watching my channel for years. You're going to be like, oh, fuck, it's been backwards for the last 18 months. I hate this channel. With the speaker testing arena, when something is projecting sound and I turn my head away from it, it gets annoying for me, so I swap it in post. But on the review desk, who gives a shit? Mono is almost fine there, but stereo's better. So the two, honestly, quirks, features, the menu. I'll dig through the menu for a second. So I'm turning it on right side up. So if I started filming and then flipped it upside down, the first file would have to be manually rotated in post. But here we go. You get this. Now, this one doesn't have the little button thing, so I would always 100% recommend that if you're going to go and try to actually use this as a vlogging camera. I think without this, I have to press this button 3 times. Yeah, you have to triple press this button to get it to rotate. Oh, that was 2 times, so that's recentered. 1 time switched modes because we're not recording. And then 3, again, we'll flip it again. It's very smooth. I think if we... No, it has to be the joystick to press and hold. Anyway, navigating the menus in this is like patience, bro. Zoom, settings, smiley face. I forget what smiley face is. Glamour effects only available on videos 1080p 30 or lower. So I can't put on glamour effects, so I'll always look terribly ugly. Quality, high quality video not currently available in current resolution. And then Pro is Pro off or Pro on. And you got to read the manual for that. For the settings, here are your fucking 8 settings. 60 hertz anti-flicker, which if I was taking this to Europe would be 50 hertz. Because I think Munich is 50 hertz. 220, 50. So you'd swap that. You could do a table calibration where you put it down and it auto levels the head. Because it comes on and it tries to be level. Then there's ketone on and off. There's more, which is language, reset, device info. And the first page is full screen for this. It'll either crop or not crop. I'd rather have it just show me the entire image and not zoom in. FT selfie, which is off. Accessories, so the USB accessories here or here. And then it's showing me the storage is 123 gigs remaining. If we pull it from the left, that's the videos I've already taken. You pull it from the bottom. That's more gimbal adjustments, leveling, different modes, timer setting, and you pull from the right and you get to choose video, photo, panoramic, story, HDR video, slow motion, and time lapse. So I'm going to go back to video, not HDR video. I don't film an HDR video. And then here's your just, hi. This camera is actually the camera I'm using to document getting the new cat. Where is he? Jubei! His name from the adoption place was Julian. And that's a terrible name for a cat. And then I'm like, Juju. I guess got the Juju is in my head. So I'm like, Jubei Kipagami from Ninja Scroll. Anyway, I'm back to this. I'm doing a review of the Pocket 2s. Just go back to the cat video. Go back to the cat. So now that video that I'm recording on this will have an upside down segment because I'm definitely going to forget to rotate it. I'm just going to stitch them all together. And it'll be me talking about the cat's name and everything. So, and then you turn it off and it just goes like this. Flip, flip. Now, when you have the wide angle lens on either this or the 3, it will close with it pointed out so that you could slide it into the protective case like that. Now notice it's still locked. It's currently, and here's one of the biggest problems I have with both this and the 3. See that let go just now? And now it's free floating. There is currently no way I know of to disable that, where that when you turn it off, it just drops the lens. You know what? All right. Here's different filters. Let's get right to it. I've got, this is a 235-1 panoramic lens for that. Doesn't work like you think. Instead of taking and stretching and getting more, it just crops. And I'm like, well, I don't want to fucking crop. I want more, not less, for fuck's sake. Otherwise, I would just crop the regular footage. Zeos timestamp. DJI Pocket 3. I'll answer the same question the guy asked me in Telegram. One of my patrons in the patronage chat. For $15 a month, you can support me for $15 and I answer all the questions you want. He's like, is the Pocket 3 worth it as a vlogging camera? Yes. However, I went and I looked. That's Patreon. I don't want that. I want this. Currently, Pocket 3, Pocket 2, the older one, I bought this extra one for $250 because I need to have a backup in case one of these dies, and I don't want to have to worry about switching cameras again. So I bought one as a backup. $299. So that's actually not that bad. but it's still $300. However, when I got the Pocket 3 over a year ago, well over a year ago, almost 2 years ago, it was like $550 for the bundle. It is currently $784. And that's, I don't know if I go to Camel, it might tell me the price, but holy shit. Now we are talking hyperspace cost. This is no longer the $500. If my 3 broke, that's a chunk of change. Somehow $500, I could see it. $784 and 95 cents. $799 for the creator combo. And yeah, another $799 for the creator combo. What the? That's expensive. We are now getting into the fucking this is expensive. And I almost might tell you to look into one of these knockoffs for $269. Because it's going to do enough. It's not going to be as good. Holy fuck. The real deal super combo is $1,250. All right. I do love this camera. I love it. They've fixed most of the so the camera was too small. They include with it this little click-on add-on. Gives you the quarter 20, a little bit more grip for someone who's got real human hands. The actual camera is larger, which in itself is better as a vlogging camera since you're handling it all the time. You can buy external battery packs like this. These are official battery packs. They were $60. They have this little release button that also shows you the charge. Take this off. I rarely use this thing, mostly like on a plane or something where I'm just like, put it away, take it out. I might keep that on it. This makes it a little bit too big. It's more of a stick. And then I've made it even more stick with this pistol grip that I had lying around, which is always fun to get through airport security with this quarter 20 pistol grip. But now I can do like, well, here, let's turn it on. That will actually stand on its own. Although I have another battery. I ended up buying 2 of these external batteries. And this one, I have a folding tripod on it. I didn't like the ones that they came with, the really fat ones. So just that son of a bitch. So if I pop that on there, it can sit, it can film a video conference or something. Done. It could also just be used as a handle from this. So these, I have no idea what they're going to be costing in the future. I wish that the GoPro, oh my God, wow, even I'm saying GoPro. I wish that the Pocket 3 could be redesigned in a way that the battery pack was removable, like entirely. So that in 10 years, if I want to pick out my Pocket 3 and use it again. Oh, the internal battery is bad. Click, take it off, buy a brand new, no-name brand, pop it on. It's been around for 6 months. It's perfect. This battery in here is going to die. And when it dies, you're going to be relying on this to get it to work. Because you'll only get 5 minutes out of the goddamn internal battery. Once this battery is done for. And let me explain the battery life situation. If I flip this son of a bitch on, no SD card. Hi, how are you doing? Right now it's stabilizing, it's gimbalizing, it's doing that thing. If I press down the joystick, it will lock in a position. Like I could do all that. It's like it's looking. That's where it is. That's where and you let go and it goes back to normal following modes. You could change all the modes. The screen is so much bigger than the 2. The fact that literally flipping the screen is what turns it on and off. You can hit continue if you don't want it to turn off. You can flip it down like that for a little bit more sleek. The rotate camera is a touchscreen item. That's one of the things I would change. I hate, there's something about this camera that I fucking hate, and I don't even know if this is the right point to be talking about it. See, I can turn the lens and it'll stay there. They don't recommend it on the 3. That's how you adjust it on the 2. Every time I turn this camera on in my head, I literally grab the lens and tilt it to where I think we're going to be good, and it's done. I don't have to fucking feel around for the knob. Panoramic photo, video, low light, motion, time lapse. So same as the other one, we leave it in video mode. With this one, I know there's no SD card, but I have to choice between the 3x optical zoom, which is actually pretty decent. I gotta say, the optical zoom in this, at 3x, you could tell there's grain in it, but it adjusts the smoothness of the gimbal as you zoom in. And then if you're having this do zoom, this becomes your tilt up and down control. So you could do it smoothly with this touchscreen, or if you tap that, they've now reversed roles. So now this does the up and down controls, although it's not variable, it's fixed. You can adjust the speed at which it tilts in the app, which I'm not even going to fucking load the app. I haven't loaded the DJI app in like 9 months. Fuck that. But then this becomes the zoom, and then you get to control sort of like how fast you zoom. If you want to do a really dramatic zoom into that anime figure's posterior, you can. I wish more than anything that the next revision of this has 2 wheels here that are just, one is for tilt, and it's an analog wheel. It's spring loaded and returns to center, and one is zoom. To just fix that, please. Fix it. Don't make me touch a screen. The less I have to touch a screen on a camera, the better I feel as a person. There's tons of space in the back of this that could be used for different touch surfaces and things like that. I wish. Now, battery problems. Battery in this actually lasts quite a long time, even without the handle. But here's the main problem. When you shut this sucker off, which I'm going to do, I'm not going to hit cancel. It's going to shut off. This is going to collapse. And it folds in a way that when you put it in the case. So look, it's holding the lens because it knows the lens is in there. And I can put it back in the case like that. And now it's protected. But it holds that lens hard for maybe 15, 20 seconds. 15 seconds? Let's say 15 seconds. If I sat here on this table and I just literally turn this unit on and off and on and off, every time it turns off and it hard holds the thing, it's draining like 2% of the battery. I swear to you. I have come to the point where if I'm filming at a show, instead of turning it off for 30 seconds walking between rooms, I will just stop the recording and leave it on. Because the gimbal, just gimbalizing, just holding itself steady, uses less battery power for 2 minutes than if you turned it off and it was off for 2 minutes. So that's annoying. I also would pay the $750 price. I'd gladly pay it if it could quick on and off. So if I hold this button and that initiates the shutdown and it's doing the thing, it's going to hold and can't disable that. It's just kind of draining the battery right now. Battery's being fucking drained. Still draining it. Still draining the battery. Still hold hard. Okay, now it's loose. No, wait. No. Actually, that might just click in place. No, it's still hard holding. It's still hard holding. It hasn't gone completely loose yet. We'll see. I would pay an extra $250 for a pro version of the Pocket 3, which will probably be the Pocket 4. I want wheels for adjusting zoom and tilt. It actually like locks, like I think magnetically, there and there. But then this still free floats. Mostly because the wide-angle lens is on it. If we turned it on and then turned it off, it folds differently. It doesn't come around to the front. It goes around and tucks the lens away because it knows that there's a wide-angle lens and then accommodates that. But it's still hard holding everything. I would love to spend more money on one that instantly turns on and starts recording. Because once the screen is enabled like this and it's only been on like maybe a minute ago, if I'm like, ooh, that plane's fucking, I don't want to say crashing. That plane is doing a loop-de-loop. Turn it on. Bink. And then it will be recording. That's as fast as this will ever turn on. If you go from a full off state where it's been sitting for 10, 15 minutes, and you're like, oh shit, that car is about to do a jump over the London Bridge, and you flip it on, that's fast. The normal speed is about 7 seconds. From flip the screen, I gotta wake up the gimbal, hold on, wait. And you're seeing things like, come on, record, dink. And now it's recording. And it's infuriating. And then when you're done recording, I want to shove this thing in my pants as fast as possible. So like, oh, okay, we're done. Okay, I want to record. Flip. I wish I could set that to 1 second. And then usually the amount of time it takes to rotate the gimbal with the lens, it's just all too fucking long. I want to drop this screen and have the option to set it to dead. Just dead. Just dead. I'd pay for that. Please, DJI, I'd pay to have a super fast on, super fast off. Just on, filming, off, pocket. That's what I desire. The case. So let's talk about this. This is fucking annoying. Because as soon as you take this out, it's exposed. You're not gonna... I've dropped this camera, by the way. This exact camera. I thought there was a pocket in my jacket. I'm like, oh, look at this new jacket pocket. I'll keep the camera in there. Turns out, wasn't. It literally just went out... there was just a fucking sleeve that went straight to the bottom of my jacket. And it landed hard on a concrete floor in a micro center in Ohio. The worst things happen in a micro center in Ohio. And it survived. Like, I've dropped this thing a couple times, not on purpose. Zach from ZMF. You bastard! No, Zach's great. But I had it... I didn't have this. And I had this just, like, precariously standing there, filming the thing. And he, like, bumped... Like, this is a pretty solid table. But he bumped it. Oh, God, everything's going to fall over. Because that is not illegal. It's legal in my world. That is a legal speaker stand. But it fell straight down. And it knows... when it's falling, and it, like, just like my girl Pasta knows if you're doing pole dancing, if you're gonna fall, tuck your chin. That's a rule. Like, you won't break your neck if you just tuck your chin. When you start to look up and think, that's when your head gets broken and you die. So if you're ever falling, just remember, tuck your chin. You gotta, like, practice. It tucks its chin, hides away as hard as it can, and then it braces for impact. And I've had no issues with the gimbal or any stabilization or any focusing or tracking with multiple drops on this stupid thing that I fucking love and hate at the same time. So, let's rotate that back out. The magnetic lens is annoying. I've lost one. It cost me $60. I don't know when it fell off the camera. I tried reviewing the footage. It's somewhere in Chicago. Somewhere in Chicago last year. Not this year, last year. I was filming, putting it away. Filming, to put it away. I was zooming into the... I'm getting real close. If we could show at least how good the... Oh, we're gonna switch now. We're gonna go. Like, look at that. I know this is me. This is the most meta fucking thing ever. I'm macro filming a screen to show me macro filming an anime figure, and it's just the wildest combination of shit. Like, that is nutty, buddy. All right. You can't do that with a GoPro. GoPros have a fixed focal length. They're like wide, and that's it. If you're going to ask, before you ask about the, what the hell's the competition to the GoPro, the new one that everyone's like, oh, you should get this. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. I saw it at CES, and I held it, and it was a fucking brick, and I hated it. And then I found out it doesn't focus on anything closer than like 15 feet. I'm blanking on the name of it because I haven't thought about consuming it or buying it. We got to talk about microphones because I nearly ruined an entire video. It may have even been on the Pocket 2 because the microphones, there's just stereo there, but I think there's a third microphone there that allows you to record, and there's another fourth microphone there. So there's 4 microphones on the Pocket 2, and there's like 5 microphones in the Pocket 3. The 2 on the side where you expect them, 1 there, 1 here, and it's only probably the same 4. But you get to configure, and I'm going to go into it in this camera, but I'm not going to fucking change it. Because we pull out from the side, this is where we go to the settings. And you got photo, which is exposure, white balance, effects, color, normal or special, continue, autofocus. What is that one saying? I kind of hate, like, these are all just shaking back and forth. Instead of just making the text smaller or making the thing pull out wider, like, let's just make it bounce back and forth. It's good, right? It's not. Don't do that. So, channel, stereo, mono, and then noise reduction off, because I usually need noise reduction off, and then directional audio, currently set to all. You can set this to front and back, or all. Now, that's fucking confusing. Because front obviously means if I'm filming someone, it's focusing on only thing, and if I'm talking, it doesn't get me. If you rotate the camera around, if I do this, now this is front. This is now front. Here, you want to get real meta? Let's get real meta. You could look at you, looking at me, look at you, look at me. So front is a dangerous game because if you're interviewing someone or talking to someone or you see a plane and you're making comments, it doesn't capture your voice really well. Like, it isn't like half-assed. It's like front, only fucking front. front and back would make the most sense. I want to record what I'm saying and I want to record what's going on in front of me. But somehow that's not as good as just all. Because I think it might not use the left and right step. It's do some tests. I always spend about 3 days recording snippets and writing down or saying to the camera, currently in this mode, currently at this speed, currently in this fucking color setting. And you got to do that like 25 times to figure out what works for you. Fucking all. Just set the microphone to all. And that hasn't even begun to bring in like the wireless microphones, which I'm not sure if they'll blend in camera, if that's something you got to do in post. But how's my battery life looking? Hold on. We are about halfway because we've been rambling for a bit. Now, sides are the pull out, the pro settings, the white balance, the audio settings. You saw all that. Top is a full screen with 8 controls. I think this is custom saves, profiles. This is screen rotating capture. And then last settings, and we want video. You could set hyperlapse. You could set all these different screen rotation settings. Then you get the brightness of the actual screen, which I have like 58%. I'm sure we can do. I love how there's like 60. Let's go to 59. That's even better. 59 is even better. And then you have FT selfie on and FT selfie off. That means when you turn it on, it'll automatically switch to selfie mode because you're so important. I wanted to turn on and film the shit I'm seeing, not me. So that depends on how narcissistic you are is there. You get the gimbal modes. There's FPV mode, which camera rotates freely and follows the device. So you look down, it looks down. You look up, it looks up. The other thing is tilt locked, which now can you guess what tilt lock does? It locks the tilt. Sometimes that's useful, but a lot of times I'm using the camera like as if it's my eye. So if I'm in like an audio show and I will look down into a tube amp, these are set to FPV. They look down. If I tilt lock the head cam, it'd be real fucking weird because you would still be looking forward, but it would just be lower. And the other option is follow, which, here, I don't think I'm far enough away. Or I have to be recording, I think. And then it will literally actually follow what it does with face detection. So I don't need that. I don't need tilt lock. I'm pretty happy with FPV, especially for when I'm filming vlogs. This is rotational speed. I have it set to fast. So if I whip my head or if you whip their hand around, it's like, get over there. You can set that to default or slow. And I think you might even be able to adjust these further in the app. Again, I'm not going to open the app ever. Fuck that app. Fuck all apps. If I can't do it on the phone, I'm not going to do it. Or on the camera, I don't want to do it. So yeah, I would recommend playing around with it. If you're trying to do like really nice nature documentaries, snap twisting is probably not going to be happening. You're going to want to like pan slowly. You can set it to either slow or default mode and get all that beautiful viewage done. What else is, come on. And then you get the portrait or auto rotation or landscape for the screen itself. And then we can go into settings. Now settings has a wireless mic, which is not hooked up to this. Gimbal startup direction, which is last. You have it set to the last setting, so I could have it. If I'm recording my face and I turn it off and I turn it back on, it's still going to be recording my face. If I'm looking out at the beautiful sky and that hermit crab, I forget what anime this is from. This is from an anime. This might be Lycoris Recoil. This might be Lycoris Recoil's like final scene, which is fucking pretty. We have enough waifus on the desk, right? And over there and over there. We're waifu full. You can set it to always be forward, always be backward, or the last setting. I recommend last setting. And rotate screen to power off. Now, 2 seconds or never. So I like using the screen to turn it off. I sometimes will shut the screen down, but I want to continue the camera being on. And the only way to do that is to leave it in 2-second mode so I can hit continue. So part of the delay is me. I could have it just be like switch the thing and it's off, but it's still got to rotate the thing. So 2 seconds is your only option. I wish there was a 1 second option because then I could flip the screen, hit continue. Now I got to flip the screen, 1 second, 2 seconds, and then it goes off. I wish there was a 1 second option. Selfie flip, which will mirror. I don't understand this. And this is like, my girl does it. Every girl does it. They don't like what they look like in real life. And they want to have the mirror image that they see in a mirror It's a fucking camera. It's not a mirror. If you're looking behind me, you know, I want my theater on that side, and I want my fucking waifu posters and shit on the left side. And if you do selfie flip, it mirrors all that. I mean, I shouldn't complain too much. It took me a long time, and I'm not proud of this fact, growing up, to figure out that how I looked in the mirror at home before going to school was the reverse of what I really look like. I hated the side of my head my part was on when I figured that out in like high school. Like, oh, wait a second. I look different in all these pictures. Why do I look different in all these pictures? Why is my part on the wrong side? Because pictures are correct, not fucking mirrors. So yeah, I can't complain too much, but just don't do that. That's dumb. Your wireless connectivity, which I use for the phone, wearable mode, which camera will be in POV shot after enabling wearable mode. Double tap screen to recenter gimbal. Swipe to cancel that. I don't want to start fucking with this. Gimbal calibration, which I actually haven't done in a long time. So what you do is you just put it there on a smooth flat surface. You hit confirm. Don't touch it. You know how many times I've been to CES once, and I've been to many high-end audio shows. This draws more attention. I was in the Sony booth at CES last year. $1 billion booth. Oh, dude, what's that camera? That camera's so cool. Oh, it's so cool. It's a fucking DJI. It's just a gimbal camera. People walking around with giant gimbals with fucking phones and everything. Calibration successful. Joystick speed. You can actually confirm the speed. So I have zoom set to 2 and gimbal set to 4. So when I'm tilting up and down, those you can do in this. Video compression, HEVC. Sounds low. I wish I could make the sounds on the GoPro, on the Pocket 2. Fuck, I said GoPro again. It was 10 years. It was 11 years of GoPro. Now it's Pocket, and it's not as smooth. But the GoPro screams when you turn it on. It's like, beep, 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 and you fucking know it. This camera, it's like, deet. I'm sorry, what? Deet. I have to pause my music every time I start a review, and then immediately start it again, because I can't tell if when I hit the button, which I can't see, if it started recording or not. Because it's like, deet. It's the most polite little thing ever. Now on this, I'm holding it, so I don't really need to have it be loud, but there is a high-low, or at least high, medium-low. Shit, what did I just... It keeps wanting to leave. It wants to, like, play game. Like, no, buddy. We're not playing game. There's low, medium, and high. Grid to line up shots. I'd keep that on just because I have it on my phone. Anti-flicker, 60 hertz. You can time code things. Connect you to sync time codes. So yeah, I don't worry about that sort of thing. The system time is... I think that's correct. Where's my nearest clock? Clock. Actually, no, that was completely fucked up. Time code. How do I change that? Time code display. I'm going to put it on the time code display. I've never had that on before. Naming management, how it names files. Screen off when record, never. You can, if you want to extend battery life, if you're going to do like one turn on and walk for an hour, you can have it turn off the screen and it'll just have a little red LED. I had that on for a while and I hate it because then I'm like, well, what am I filming right now? Am I getting this in shot? Because I can kind of tell, but I can't. So I never turn the screen off. Auto power off after 10 minutes. If you're just leaving it there, 10 minutes is usually good. I could probably make that even shorter. LEDs in case you want to be a creeper and not have the LEDs come on. Continue last live stream. I haven't tried to live stream with a DJI product yet. If the Hero 10 explodes, which eventually it will, I will try to live stream on a DJI. It'll probably be a 2 and not a 3, but we'll see. Maybe I could have to spend $700 fucking dollars on a 3. Or I guess whatever the 4 comes out to be. 4 is going to be $1,000. It's going to be totally unworth it. There's no format option because there's no SD card. Factory reset is there. Device info, compliance info. Compliance info is always fun to read. Ooh, look at all that. Look at all this compliance info. I can't wait to go through literally all of these for no reason. And that's basically those settings. And if we swipe up, here's our resolution control. I shoot when I'm doing vlogging. I don't go to full 4K. I find I don't need to. Most people aren't watching on a 4K screen maximum size. And if I can get more space, more time, and less battery usage, I don't do 1080p. I don't do 4K. I do 2700K. But I do keep it at 60 FPS. So, and that's how we do it. And when I have it edited, my editor will upscale it to 4K just because YouTube will use a higher bitrate if it's officially 4K stuff. And it actually still turns out fine, even with 2700K upscaled to 4K. It's plenty of resolutions. This is face auto detect. There's a little icon there. And then what's this one? Dynamic framing. And this one is spin shot. Rotate the camera 90 degrees. Oh, this will actually fucking flip the thing this way. Press 5D button or tap icon on screen to enable spin shot mode. Oh, you could do one of those. Oh, wow, we're doing it, man. We're being so cool. Yeah, how do I get out of that now? Exit. Okay, B level. So yeah, there's a couple buttons on the screen. No SD card. If you tap the battery, it shows 94%. You tap this. It's the gimbal rotation. You tap on the screen and it will focus. If you're doing follow mode, you could tap on an item if it's pointing away from you. You tap on an item, you're pointing towards you. You could tap on your face and it will follow that object. And I think, yeah, tapping this is just a switch between different modes. Video, photo, panorama, low light and slow, and time lapse. I don't know if I'd ever use this for like time lapse, but I guess if this is all you have and you spent $700 fucking on it, you should probably use it for everything. Put this away. That's my basic rundown. I love this. Look, you want to know how good it is? Go watch my footage of CES or any of the shows I've done lately. It's been this camera. The only one I took out and about for a show was the London Adventure, the very first time. I'll have that linked in the description for the 2. With this current price difference, I'm going to be real with you, get the 2. I mean, buy me one as well, just to keep it saved. Because I'm going to want another fucking 2 at some point. Which, I forgot to talk about a couple accessories. Like, here's a thing that holds this. I think it goes... How do you go? You go here. You have to wear this like a fucking... This feels like a torture device. So that goes in here, and then this comes around here, and then that goes there. Hold on. Because you remember I was gonna try to wear this as a head mount. Make sure it's settled. So now, look at that. Now it's on a GoPro mount. So I could technically mount this fucker to my head. She is so heavy. It's like, one of the nice things about strapping the battery to the back of this is I actually get some balance. I've got a balanced diet of like weight behind my head, weight in front of my head. Also, when you put this down, it does, if you're not in the case, it does tend to smash the lens into the ground. At some point, this might be a thing. And I'm going to have to figure out, because I'm either going to have to flip this on and then tilt it down, which I just did. And it's like, it does accept manual inputs. But I don't know if we can extend. We'll put an extension on this. I think, yeah, you will work. I felt that click. There you go. So I could technically do that. I was thinking I was going to have to do something with... the quarter 20 to mount it to my head. But then I found this thing, and it does indeed. And even got a hot shoe here, even though it's a cold shoe, technically. So you can do some funky, weird mounting solutions with the 3. See, it's not as compliant. It's like all the way up or there. It doesn't want to be like this one. I could do every degree. I don't have to get in here and either touch the screen, which if it's mounted to my head, good fucking luck. But if I can just access this, I can do the tilt adjustments here like that. And it leaves a space open here for the microphone. So, still a great fucking thing. But if you're budget limited, there is absolutely no reason to feel bad about getting the 2. 2 is fantastic. They may have outdone themselves with the 2. And the 3 had to include a 1-inch sensor. And fucking more battery, a bigger screen. They had to do all this stuff to make you want the 3 over the 2. And the 4, I kind of want it to be just lighter. And I feel like it's not gonna be. Not gonna be. Yeah, maybe I will try to get this like mounted on like... Here, let's just do this real quick. See how this feels. See how this feels on my face. Let's take this off. Okay, put you down. I don't want to... See, this is the thing. If it had... You know what I kind of want to see? I don't know if they could do this. I thought about maybe trying to invent this in 3D printing, but I'm not that good. If there was a way to have the case, instead of it being an external thing, what if you slid something down and it like a fucking one of those flowers from Mario Brothers, it opened up and just went, and then exposed the gimbal. You had all your controls and everything. Okay, you're done. You slide it up and it literally grabs the gimbal, straightens it, and holds it. Even if it was just a soft membrane. And you could shove it in your back pocket. Taking it out, slide that fucker down, even if the whole thing has to be around it, and just expose the top. Bloom it like a flower, like a blossom, and slide it back over it. Would be harder to do with something as bolsterous as the 3, but I'd pay $150 for that. If someone wants to invent that, I'll buy it from you. All right? It's got to be something that mounts and then goes. You could even make it so that it slides up and down and actuates the screen too. So as you slide it up to lock it, it rotates the screen, puts in the off mode, and captures the fucking lens. And then it goes, whoop, and then... There's a better way to do this than an external fucking hard body. And also, by the way, if you want to protect this and it's in one of these, you better get your fucking saw out because you're going to have to cut this. Which, by the way, there are spots in here that are magnetized that you can take your accessories and store them. I'm so afraid of that because it's in there and it's pretty good, but I've had it fall out of this. I've had to put the camera away and it's been in there, and then I've looked and it's like dislodged and crooked. The black mist filter here is for a flat filter, so don't get them confused. You have to put the wide angle lens up there. I believe this is... I actually don't know what the fuck this is. I thought maybe it was for another lens, but I haven't found like a reason for it. Can anyone tell me what this is for? Because none of the paperwork says so. Like, oh, and we've got this extra slot for your tissue dispenser. Like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. So you'd have to you have to get a second one of these, literally cut it here, right where I'm scratching it. This is nice and rubberized, by the way. This does feel, it feels quality. The most important part about anything you're going to carry around and abuse is that it feels good. How does this feel? It's dirty, it's dusty, but it doesn't feel crap. I've had some of those Chinese knockoff ones. Oh, there's new cat. Hey, Jubei. He's an actual cat. Come here. And by actual cat, I mean he ignores me, leaps over my feet, and then continues along. Where are you going? Bye. This is the first video with the new cat in it, so congratulations, internet. He's like twice the size of Drake. And Drake, well, that's the whole point of making the other video for. I'm making the video on that camera because I'm trying to explain the prep, the fears, the prep I've done, and then the actual how this is going down. So let's see what happens. So I got distracted. So I'm wearing this on my head. Since this is in the center, I wouldn't have to do that weird thing where I reverse where the mount is, because usually the mount is at the bottom, and I wanted the mount to be at the top, so I had to detach all the fucking legs and then do that, and then zip tie it with the whole thing. So this should just go, that would be the top, I want it to be the bottom. God, I actually haven't tried this. I haven't gotten to this far. I bought all this stuff, and I'm like, nah, man, I ain't wearing that fucking thing. Let's see how atrocious this feels. Also, this gap is abysmally long. Like, you're now using leverage to fuck your forehead up. With this, with the way I have this set up, all the weight is, you're being slung here, and all the weight is way up high, so it's not like leaning down. It's super close. This is actually probably the most comfortable recording setup I've ever had for reviews, is the DJI Pocket 2 on a GoPro mount with the inverted thing. This thing... I'm gonna put this on my fucking face right now, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what abysmal feels like. Okay, I'm taking you off. Can you see me? Do you see? I can almost get this around the speaker. Come on. You're probably getting nauseated from this. Oh, look at that. Okay, you're too low. Look up here. Look at me. This is serious. Oh, this is serious business. This is ridiculous. Oh, God. That hurts my forehead. It could be done. I can still see though. Like even though it's here, I could. Let me see if I flip the thing. So, technically, this could be done. I'm grabbing the gimbal. Technically, this could be done. You'd look like this. This is like the Cyclops. Zeos the fucking Cyclops has come to record you. You know what? It's not the worst thing ever. Can I adjust? That's another thing is I use the vision. I actually look at the wide angle lens on the 2 and I could see a little bit more of it to get the angle just right. And I don't know if I'd be able to do that in the... Hold on. We're doing some real experimental bullshit right now. Up higher on my head, maybe? Hold on. We're going back to... I'm going to do a thing. You stare at the ceiling for a second. I'm going to adjust the tilt of this so the gimbal's actually closer to my face. And then can I just did it. Yeah, it's annoying. The angularity adjustment is annoying. But, there you go. If you wanted to wear... might be the next... it's banging into the bridge of my nose. There's so much weight. So far forward. So, welcome to the ridiculous that it is that I make videos for you guys. This might be the future, unless the 4 is a little bit lighter. I'd have to change this top bit here to be rigid or very tight, and then counterweight the back of my head, and then start doing neck exercises. I have to buy some Audiophile LCDXs or something, and just keep tilting my head. And I don't know how the audio would work on this either, being this close. I could technically switch to the wireless mic and go mono, but that would be stupid. So yeah, this is the first time you're seeing anyone walk around with a DJI Pocket on their head. And these are all off-the-shelf parts. It's just a fucking GoPro mount, head mount, and I don't know if this is official, actually. Hold on, let's put this back on my face so that you guys aren't puking too much. There we go. Oh, another thing is when you're wearing it like this, you got to make sure the lens isn't pointed at you when you put it on, because if your nose touches that lens and it turns around, you get this beautiful greasy effect, which I've had happen. Up, gimbal protection, because I fucking fucked it up. Recenter. There we go. So, I feel like if I did this, I would need this to be custom. This is too small. This is not enough surface area to actually grab onto my head. I'd need something just bigger. Even the original GoPro ones are just physically larger for doing that. Like significantly, like a half an inch more height. The new one, although I like where this is, Dan could do this in a heartbeat. My friend Dan is a 3D printing master. We could design something and pop it out. It would just be like this huge... You could scan my skull. Put an actual skull mount on it. Okay, so for now... I'll ponder this fucking nightmare. It's so heavy. Maybe I could attach helium balloons to it. I wonder if we could replace... If it was a fixed angle, I wonder if we could 3D print this part as well, attached to it. So that this becomes 0 millimeters. And then we could just put this... the tension door and everything has to be on it, so that probably wouldn't work. Yeah, this is a DJI product. This is an official DJI product. I was checking that. So, yeah, GoPro stuff, DJI stuff, all can work in unison. It's just, especially for the type of shit I'm doing where I'm wearing it, it's not necessarily going to work out. It's so heavy. God, it's so heavy. It's like a... Versus like, ooh, little dainty little light thing. Yeah, this is going to be my setup until it stops working. As far as quality goes, you just go watch my videos. Link in the description. Yeah, there's a ton of shit. And I've played around with all sorts of lenses, and these are all ND filters. And why is there dust? There's like dust on that one. Why is there dust on that one? I don't want to touch with my finger. Oh, there's already a fingerprint on that one. Oh, you suck. Anyway. Are we sick of talking about fucking cameras and camera accessories? Look at this thing. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this thing? The suction cup GoPro with this is the safety strap that I actually put into the window of my car because this is on the hood of my car. And I'm like, nope, that suction cup's gonna fuck off, and I need this thing to just not. I think the 3 is worth it. I don't know if 750 is the new now. Are we just there now? Is inflation mixed with tariffs just going to make this $500 camera $750? Because usually what happens is the stuff that was $500 becomes $400, and then this is 100% worth it. But $750? Bitch, I ain't making 50% more money, which is what that is. None of us are making 50% more money. So now we have to be like, maybe not. Maybe this is what everyone's final solution is going to be. Ignore the tripod mount. But this is just a GoPro strap with a spring-loaded phone holder. Because you know what? You know what, Jubei? Fucking phones, which you'd have to do... The problem with phone holders is depending on where your buttons are and depending on how good your camera is. Don't you dare climb things. You know better. You actually don't know better because you're new. Don't. Under is fine, above is bad. This cat hasn't figured out up yet. I think he knows up. But, Drake doesn't know up. And that's why everything lives in my house. That's why this anime figure's never been bothered. Because the cat, my other cat, my good cat, Drake, doesn't know what up is. He better not... No, down. Always down. Floor is your friend. Jubei, come here. Come here. Come here. What are you doing? Come here. Sniff my finger. Nope. He actually does love me. He runs around my legs and everything. It's weird to have a cat you could actually touch. He likes to rub his face on wires, though, and that's going to yank a headphone off a table at some point. Hey, what are you chewing on? He's literally chewing on the steel cable I used to spray paint the top to the RME. It's a steel cable. He's so happy. It's wild having a real cat here. Chewbacca, none of the cats I've ever had have been real cats. Chewbacca was an exceptional, smart, loving girl, but she was mostly a dog. I mean, the other 2 boys I've had here never got up on kitchen counters, and they're smart. I had the person at the vet tell me a story about how a cat that was feral went in for surgery and the knockout didn't go right, and it came up with brain damage. And I'm like, this is a terrible story. And then she was like, no. That cat woke up and was half mentally handicapped, and everyone loved that cat from that point on. I'm like, that's... Now that idea's in my head. Like, oh, God. Pretty sure there's been very bad doctors that have tried to make that happen. Anyway, let's talk about this. So, yeah, GoPros are fine. DJIs are fine. This, if your phone can support it, might be your best solution. Because guess what? This isn't any more awkward than a fucking 3 strapped to my head. Not that you're going to ever strap anything to your head. It's fine. But if I'm going to use the good cameras, they're there. And then how the fuck do you look at the screen? You don't. So you got to start and stop it. Luckily, this camera has an actual dedicated photo button. And you can switch it to video mode there. Which I now take all my phone videos in 1:1, 1080 by 1080 video mode. It's great. I'm gonna start this trend because all video bubbles and things. Hey, look, it's the flare cable. Because now I could film a video like this or like this, and it doesn't fucking matter how you watch it or play it back because it's the same. Trust me, this is the new future. It's going to be square videos. I'm done with this vertical video shit because I was always a horizontal video guy. And then I started using my phone. Everyone's using their phone. It's all vertical video. Like, square. I'm done. Cats are done. Cat, you done? He's a ninja. He's gone already. Let's wrap this up. This has been a weird one. I just felt like talking about this today. I want to talk about something other than audio. I'm not burned out. I'm bored. Everything's sounding too good. I need a vetter. If you want to watch an interesting Z reviews, if you've made it this far into the video, I'm going to reward you. Presumably, oh wow, that camera, that was see, there you go. There's another reason. This is pointing at the fucking sky. I'm going to reward you all. That's going to be terrible for the last 8 minutes. I'm going to reward you all with one of the most brutal negative reviews I've ever done. VETR. Search this channel. The VETR audio. This is old apartment. This was like 8 or 9 years ago. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's a pair of speakers, but it deserved all the fucking hatred I laid on it, and I probably should have gone even farther. I should have verified that company went into the fucking bankruptcy because it was horrible. And now audio stuff is pretty much good. Like, I'm just nitpicking at this point. I mean, there's some stuff that's still bad technically, but nitpicking. I don't want to be the guy that just nitpicks. I want to love or fucking hate something. Mostly love. I don't want to hate. But when something surprises me because it sucks, then I'll hate it. Are we done? What was this video? So how long is it? Let's see what the battery life's looking like on this, because I didn't stop it the entire time. We are looking at the ceiling. It's showing like 40% battery. It's just an image. That's another problem with the 2, is you don't get an actual number. At least on the 3, you could tell it to tell you a fucking number. On the 2, it's like, battery is like that. And I'm like, great. Super cool. I have like that much left. Are we done here? All right, I'm going to go. You enjoy. I've never zoomed in on. I very rarely have to zoom in. That's tilt. Hold on. And then it's tap this, and now it's zoom. Or do I have to actually, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we get to, there. You can see some macro stuff. Macro. The macro on this camera. I'm guessing, because again, I'm pointing the screen away from me. Get some macro going. Dusty Macro. I think Dusty Macro is a great band name. You should all sign up for my new newsletter, for where I just list cool band names. Anyway, we're done. I'm done. You're done. Fucking like this video or don't. I don't care. This is the end of it. I hope you enjoy. Goodbye. Patreon, subscribe, support this channel. See reviews early. Participate in yard sales. Get to lossless sound demos, which there wouldn't be of this. And for $15 a month, the patronage chat, where you can ask me any questions you want, and get into a lifetime swap meet channel to buy, sell, and trade gear. And if you want to ask me more questions about cameras, you could do it there, because I don't want to answer them anymore. I don't want to answer them anymore. Please don't make me answer them anymore. God damn it, why am I spinning? This is terrible.